After years of controversy and even a rebrand, Portland is defunding the Gun Violence Reduction Team. So, how did we get here? Before it was the Gun Violence Reduction Team, it was the Gang Enforcement Unit. Pretty self-explanatory. Back in March 2018, an audit into that unit found it was disproportionately targeting black Portlanders during traffic stops and weren't necessarily focusing on suspected gang members. So that fall, the Police Bureau rebranded the unit into the Gun Violence Reduction Unit. It included the gang unit, but also the Metro Gang Task Force and the Gun Task Force. Basically, instead of focusing on gangs specifically, the team would take on all gun violence in the city. In May of 2019, Commissioner Joanne Hardesty urged the police chief at the time, Danielle Outlaw, to scrap the team. She wanted to redirect the money to the Fire Bureau and Parks and Rec instead, and she wanted to put the Gun Violence Reduction Team back on patrol. Days later, Chief Outlaw came out and defended the team and pointed to statistics suggesting the team was having a positive effect. Which leads us now to today, when Joanne Hardesty and thousands of protesters got their wish, and the city of Portland defunded the team once and for all. And that's how we got here.